Hi there, Bobby. Welcoming you on Ideas Matter. Um, Today, we want to ask a question. You know, whether Africa and or Africans are kind of cursed. Um, this question is, just from the way we see Africa is. I mean, with the way we see Africa and Africans, the situation is on the ground and even out of the continent. When we look at, we're talking about Africans, we're talking of both those at home and those in the diaspora or those colored people all around the world. African Americans and all other colored people who live elsewhere around the world. When you look at them, the way they look physically, they are almost the same. They look the same, and most of the characteristics as they look, for example, they're strong, very strong. You can imagine that as you see them. They dress almost the same, like playing basketball, entertainment, and singing and dancing, playing drums, and so on. You know, People who love to entertain almost everybody, trying to make everybody happy, but nobody wants to make them happy. Almost everybody hates them. So we want to find out, is this some kind of curse or really what is the problem? Especially given that Africa has all the resources, all the natural resources they are blessed with. They have the human resources. Everything is there. So what really is the problem? We really want to attempt to ask, is it some kind of curse? If it's a curse, cursed by who? By the God introduced to them by the colonialists after they were tortured, colonized, enslaved, bought and sold like goods, like goods. Caused by who? Caused by nature? Caused by their own ancestors for deviating, following another person's way of life, abandoning our own way of life. We were kings and queens. Now we came the form of democracy. We have it there. Now, one leader comes into place. He wants to stay forever. I mean, is this some kind of curse? Is it the way those who introduced that democracy to you, is it the way they practice it over there? What about the countries that do not have the natural resources that we have? Who don't have a lot of all these healthy young people that we do have, Africa does have. So what is the problem? Another problem. We hate ourselves this much. We don't want to patronize our brothers and our sisters' businesses. We don't produce. We depend on import. When we have everything that we should produce and import, and export, but we depend all on import. What is the problem? Is it some kind of curse? Africans, why do you hate yourself? Colored people, why do we hate ourselves this much? You will see a foreigner having a store nearby, his own kind having a store. He would prefer to bypass his brother's store, his sister's store, and go and buy from a foreigner. I mean, would those foreigners, when you go to their countries, even where you in your own countries, would they prefer to buy from you if their own brothers do have? When you see a foreigner in your homeland, when they arrive there, look, first of all, they find out where their own kind, where their own fellow countrymen live. They go there to commute together, to feel that together. But it's different with the black people. People of color, especially Africans. That name, black, I think we should stop describing ourselves as black. It's a tag. It's a name given us by the same colonial master. When you look at the attributes of what black stands for, black is a color. It's not a noun. Color is an adjective. So we cannot be black. Black given that name, given by who? Given by who? See how they use that name everywhere you go around the world. Because of that, they tag what that black means. Everywhere you go, people hate you. Because he tortured you, that very man, that very person who tortured you this much, who sold you, who did every kind of thing to you, hung you in the trees, massacred you, enslaved you, did all kinds of things to you. He brings a religion to you, that this religion is going to take you to a beautiful place called heaven, and he's living in his own beautiful place here. He's enjoying his heaven here. And you still accept. You don't ask yourself, what happened with your own religion? What happened with our ancestors' religious scripts? They tell you worshiping our shrines are bad. We should accept their own religion. Look at when we look at Halloween, they celebrate, in Europe. How much money is spent on buying only those things they produce? It's bones, skeletons of their own ancestors. It's a kind of worshiping. They're commuting with their own ancestors. But when we want to do ours, they turn it evil, they turn it bad, and we accept, and we still accept. What really happened with the black man's? What happened with the African's mentality? We have become so used to describing ourselves as black men, as black people, because they taught us so. It's time we start gradually. It will not be immediate, but gradually I think we should stop calling ourselves black. We have a lot of natural resources. We should use them to develop our continent. Give employment to our people. Young people, is this some kind of curse? You are suffering this much when the time for election comes. They still bribe you, and you still go and vote the same old leaders. Those African leaders that are already old, consider leaving the power. Get the young people involved in politics. Because no matter what you do, someday, somehow, you will go. But the country will still be there. The country will still be there. Don't make people believe that without you, the country cannot move on. Nothing will happen, nothing will work. No, it's a lie. Young Africans, it's a lie. Don't believe that. Don't believe that. Take your destiny into your hands. Every day going to church, oh God, intervene. We want change. We want change. God, we have disturbed. I think somehow God seems to even be angry with us. Why is it that we are our own race? We carry that religion on our heads everywhere. This person who has tortured you, killed you. There's a video posted there on my channel called Children of Africa. That video not made by me, but a lot of questions, pertinent questions asked in there. I like the videos who are posted on my channel. Check it out. You see what they did to our ancestors. Little children, raping them. Rape the men. Rape men, raping women, raping children. Oh, what? How could human beings treat other human beings like this? That same person destroying your own culture, everything that was yours. We were kings and queens. Bring a system of government called democracy. Bringing a Bible, replacing our religious scripts, and we accept. What you don't accept, what happened with our own traditional religious scripts, our ancestral religious scripts? Why did they destroy them? In fact, I want to go to hell if that is where my ancestors are, because they tell you that you can only go to heaven by following their own Bible, as the Bible says. So if my ancestors who died before they brought that religion, it means that they're all in hell. And God says in that very Bible, saying that He created everybody equal in His own image. Everybody is equal. So equal, really? And you give some people this cunning mentality, cunning to destroy other people, to make other people suffer this much, to make other people be this psychologically weak, even though they're physically so strong. A race, a colored race, Africans, a colored race, who want to make everybody their friends, who love every race, love everybody, but hated by all. Hated by all. African Americans, colored people all around the world, it's time we begin to think, we begin to love ourselves, promote ourselves. We are not cursed. I don't believe so. But when you look critically, you want to ask the question, are we really cursed? Our brothers in the States, African American, some of them, they question why our ancestors sold them into slavery. Could it be a curse from there? Imagine those people who were on the slave ships, staying on the ship for 3 months. Imagine what is going on in their mind. What are they thinking? How they suffered. They were caged. Some thrown over the sea to the sea animals to eat. Some thrown over in the bush. Some raped. If it's some kind of curse from this, our ancestors, those who died already, I think we have to do some libation. Do some libation. What about our shrines? What about we go back? We have to go back to our own culture. Go back to worshiping our own shrine back. Every race have their own culture. Every race, they commit with their own ancestors. They commit, but only the black man. As Minister Farrakhan says, all human beings, in fact, even animals, he says even animals know their own enemies, except the black man, except us, except people of color. We're loving everybody, making everybody our friends. But almost nobody gives a damn about who we are. See how they supply weapons to our leaders, to kill us, to get our resources, to go develop that country, give employment to them. They live better life. And what really happened to us? What really happened to people of color around the world? What really happened to us? Is it too late for us to reorganize African leaders, get the young people involved into politics, into the government? Sooner or later, when you will leave, they'll take over. Young African, do not be deceived to believe that you cannot do it. Take your destiny into your hands. Don't sit there praying every day, in the morning, going to church, afternoon church, evening church, in the night church, all the time. Nothing is changing. What kind of life is this? When, maybe we think that somebody somewhere is coming to intervene for us. Nobody is going to come. See all over around Africa. Wars. Is it in the Cameroons, the southern Cameroons?